An absolutely brutal loss tonight for the Mets as they are swept by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Final score in this one, 14-4. After 2 innings tonight, the game just was about over as Carlos Carrasco struggled from the get-go. He gave up 3 home runs in 2 innings in this one, including 2-run shots from Justin Turner and Max Muncy. That made it 6-0 early. It seemed like this game was already over. And as bad as that sounds, the Mets found a way to make things a little more frustrating for their fans here. It was a 6-0 deficit, but the Mets had plenty of chances to get back into this game. In the first 4 innings, the Mets were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, including stranding runners on third base in the first, second, and third innings. Within those 4 innings, the Dodgers also gave the Mets chances to get back in the game with an error and 2 miscues, mental mistakes in the infield as well. And the Mets finished the game 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position, 2 for 29 in this series as a whole. Here is Luis Rojas on the poor numbers with runners in scoring position and poor numbers in general for the offense this series.
Put some runners on tonight and just didn't finish. I mean, we blended the walk with a couple of singles here and there, but the extra base hit didn't happen like it happened on their side. Yes, we played a couple of tight games the first 2 nights, but I mean, the hitting's got to show up. You know, that's the bottom line. It's nice to see Conforto swinging the way he is. Nice to see Nemo getting on base, those things. So those are the things that we got to take away for a series like this. If we're going to get in a roll, because we're going to see these guys again at the end of this week now, we're going to see the Giants first. To win this game, it's like we got to finish what we start. You know, not just creating the scenario, but, you know, we got to drive some runners in. And, you know, I think that's what we got to take away out of this series, because to beat these teams are right now fighting for a playoff spot. We can call it that, even though it's August. Like, you know, that's what's going to be the difference.
The Mets were able to score runs in the 3rd and 4th to make the score 6-2, and 2 more runs in the 7th inning, but they could have scored a lot more with the 10 runners they left stranded over the course of the game. The Dodgers may have let the Mets hang around early, but when they failed to capitalize, the Dodgers really made him pay. Max Muncy hit another home run to make the score 9-2 in the 6th. Then the Dodgers got 3 more runs in the 8th and 2 more in the 9th for the final score of 14-4. With a terrible game like tonight and a series sweep, the Mets are still just 2.5 games back of first place, and it pains me to even say that, because giving any hope to this situation is kind of a difficult subject here, but there is still, I guess, a little bit of hope with that 2.5 game deficit to overcome the Braves in first place. But on the other side, they still have to play 10 straight games against the Giants and Dodgers. And if they can't find a way to win 1 or maybe even 2 games per series from each of those series, I think the division deficit might get out of reach by the end of August here. So if these 3 games weren't an important stretch enough, the next 10 are going to be even more important as they go out onto the road and onto the West Coast for playing the Giants and Dodgers. Tonight was the final game of the homestands. The Mets will head out for 3 against San Francisco and then 4 more against the Dodgers. It's been a long weekend. 2 great games on Friday and Saturday. Tonight being the blowout. I don't know about you guys, but I'm certainly ready to get home. Finally ending the night here. I'm Sam Davis, WFUV Sports.